As part of implementation of the regional groundwater project in the Nile Basin, on 25 August 2022, the Nile Basin Initiative NBI, in collaboration with the Ministry of Environment, Agriculture and Livestock, through the Geographical Institution of Burundi, Ijebu, organized a national workshop for the evaluation and validation of the report on the groundwater resources modeling of the AKAGERA transboundary aquifer. The Burundi TAC, Engineer Nyorobeka Felicien, General Director of Environment, Water Resources and Sanitation, indicated that the modeling of groundwater resources will allow Burundi to know the cross-border flow of groundwater and manage the resource to ensure water needs, whether in drinking water consumption and the other needs of the local population in the area forming part of AKAGERA transboundary aquifer.
Le travail de modélisation a été fait pour la partie burundaise au nord du pays qui représente cet aquifère transfrontalier entre le Burundi, le Rwanda et la Tanzanie dans la mise en œuvre du projet dans ses différentes composantes. Le projet est intitulé « Amélioration de la gestion conjointe des ressources en eau de surface et souterraine dans les aquifères transfrontaliers sélectionnés ». Cas des aquifères partagés dans le bassin du Nil, il s'agit d'un projet sous-régional. La connaissance des flux souterrains et du potentiel en eau souterraine dans cette région va permettre cette gestion conjointe de ressources en eau et surtout les ressources en eau souterraines pour aboutir à un développement socio-économique équitable dans le pays et dans la région. Une première activité a été faite dans le cadre de ce projet, diagnostic de l'état des lieux des ressources en eau souterraine dans l'aquifère partagé AKAGERA, SADA en sigle. Rapport qui intègre aussi l'état des lieux des ressources en eau souterraine du Burundi. Le rapport va aussi être passé en revue pour voir si les recommandations ont été prises en compte. La modélisation des ressources en eau souterraine va permettre au Burundi de connaître le flux transfrontalier des eaux souterraines et gérer la ressource pour assurer les besoins en eau, soit pour des activités relatives à l'agriculture, à la consommation en eau potable, etc. de la population locale dans les zones faisant partie de l'aquifère transfrontalier AKAGERA. L'équipe du secrétariat du bassin du Nil, ici présente, est venue consulter les partenaires clés pour valider ensemble le travail fait par le consultant national.
The said report to be assessed has been carried out by a national consultant and will form part of regional report for the whole aquifer.
Dr. Abdullah Shigiti, I'm a water resources specialist. I'm an international consultant working for the NBI in this AKAGERA project. And the work is not only conducted by myself. There has been 4 teams, 1 team from each country. So we had 4 teams, team from Burundi, teams from Tanzania, teams from Uganda, and 1 from Rwanda. And it's a joint effort. And the work had been supervised and followed by the responsible ministries of waters in the 4 countries.
Workshop participants talk about what they have benefited from the workshop and are committed to contributing in the implementation of the project.
The topic of groundwater is really concerned by my duties, and the groundwater has solved some areas. We have 3 towns, second towns, which are supplied by groundwater essentially. Those towns are Gitega, Ngozi and Muyinga. Throughout this session, I learned that Regideso as a consumer that does as one of partners which use groundwater resource. Regideso has to be in touch with other partners. Also the mandate to protect the aquifer from now in order to establish like a control which will help to have a quality of the future projects.
In the workshop that have been take place here in Bujumbura, it was to validate a report about groundwater modeling, which has been done in this project. And in the report presented, we have again more. We have again how this resource groundwater is flow in the transboundary aquifer. We have learned how we can protect this resource, which is very important for country and of citizen of the region.
Dr. Maha Ismail, Groundwater Project Coordinator within the framework of the Nile Basin Initiative, tells about the groundwater project, the activities already carried out, and the future prospects.
This project is being implemented by the Nile Basin Initiative with a generous donation from Jeff under the supervision of UNDP. We are here in Bujumbura to validate AKAGERA modeling report. The main objective of this validation is to, number one, to hear from the stakeholders their comments and opinions regarding the report, and number two, to initiate science decision-making dialogue, and number three, to emphasize on the importance of decisions to be guided through science and information that are well, reliable, and validated from different stakeholders. The modeling report has come across different findings. The major thing is the recharge, different scenarios under different stress periods, including climate change, population density, and so on. The findings are this aquifer is a state that is not disturbed now, but it is a vulnerable resource and it is subject to pollution, over abstraction, and over mining if it is not well managed. For sustainable management, information is crucial and is very needed right now. So one of the recommendations is to establish a monitoring system that includes all the riparian countries across the AKAGERA basin. This finding, after the modeling, we are going to carry on the next phase, which is action plans for monitoring, for joint monitoring. That includes all the riparian countries that enjoys and shares this shared aquifer. We have also airlifted equipments, geodata equipments to the different countries, and now we are establishing an online system where can be used for database and for sharing of information. That will eventually lead to a pilot project on how to use this groundwater, surface water together to satisfy the needs and the demands, and therefore to achieve SDG 6, SDG 1, SDG 2.
The national and international consultants, stakeholders in the management of groundwater, the environment and the climate change from various institutions of the sectoral ministries as well as academians participate in this activity.